You're the first group of people that are hearing this, besides my family. I will be challenging Kyrsten Sinema for the United States Senate, and I need all of your support.
That was Arizona Democratic Representative Ruben Gallego, who announced that he will be running for Kyrsten Sinema's Senate seat in 2024. So we got a little more from that announcement, so let's watch.
Most families feel that they are 1 or 2 paychecks away from going under. That is not the way that we should be living in this country. The rich and the powerful, they don't need more advocates. It's the people that are still trying to decide between groceries and utilities that needs a fighter for them. There is no lobbyist for working families. We could argue different ways about how to do it, but at the core, if you're more likely to be meeting with the powerful than the powerless, you're doing this job incorrectly. I'm sorry that politicians have let you down, but I'm gonna change that. I'm Ruben Gallego. I'm running to be the Senator of Arizona. Because you deserve somebody fighting for you and fighting with you every day to make sure you have the same chance al sueño americano.
So that's his official announcement that he will be running, but we don't know if he'll be running against Kyrsten Sinema because she has not officially announced whether or not she's going to run for re-election in 2024. I seem to remember a couple years ago she did an internship at a winery. Maybe she'll go back and do that full time. But so from Politico, Gallego's announcement comes after months of his teasing the idea of a Senate run and amid Democratic frustration with Sinema's opposition to key aspects of their agenda. The Arizona senator switched her party affiliation last month from Democrat to Independent, though she is counted as part of the Democratic Party's 51-seat Senate majority. So Gallego is potentially going to be the best candidate to go up against Sinema. And back in December of 2022, public policy polling released a survey of Arizonians showing that headed into the 2024 election, Senator Sinema is broadly unpopular, surprise, surprise there. And she actually trails Representative Gallego significantly in a 3-way race. So more on that from public polling. A US Senate race with Kari Lake as the Republican candidate would be a toss-up whether Sinema ran as an independent candidate or not. In a 3-way contest, Lake would get 41% to 40% for Gallego, with Sinema at just 13%. In a head-to-head race, Gallego edges Lake 48 to 47, which is pretty close. Although Sinema would not have a serious path to victory as an independent candidate, she could have a spoiler effect since she gets 14% from Biden voters, but only 9% from Trump voters. So she'd be pulling more votes away from Gallegos than she would be from Kari Lake. But meanwhile, Sinema is still struggling with voters across all party lines. So let's take a look at this. Sinema's standing among independents, Republicans improves post-party switch, but it's not great. If you look at that, most high disapproval ratings, low approval ratings. Independents, it's a little bit different. With Republicans, she's improved, but still broadly unpopular. So I also have this that shows the America's most unpopular and popular senators. Mitch McConnell's sitting up there at number 1. Right behind him, Joe Manchin. Kyrsten Sinema's in a 5th place on this, so pretty deeply unpopular. And political polls posted this to Twitter, which says 2024 Arizona Senate general election. Lake at 36%, Gallego 32%, Sinema at 14%. So I've got one more thing I'm going to show you, which is the approval ratings outshines 2024's other vulnerable senators. As you can see, Kyrsten Sinema's line goes very down, just straight down, and you love to see it, folks. So Kyrsten Sinema is a bane on the Democrats in the Senate. She needs to go, like I said, why doesn't she just go full time at the winery she interned in? I don't know. I don't know if she'll run or not. Dan, what do you think?
I mean, that's a good take. She can make more money and get the camera time that she apparently so desperately wants, whether it's at Davos or whether it's, making gestures at votes or whatever she's doing by just being a CNN pundit. Like she's just really just running out the clock on her political career. She just wants to stand up as this, I don't know, like I remember her speech at Davos the other week where she's like, I stood up against the filibuster to make sure that we didn't have these, election deniers and these people who would overcorrect on the Democratic Party try to fight and destroy democracy. So I see myself as one of the few people standing in the way of this chaos. When in reality, and you can look at this with Joe Manchin too, so it's not just an attack on Kyrsten Sinema. The act of making it harder for people to get a minimum wage increase, for people to get extensions on other different programs that would help them during this weird middle post-pandemic recovery that we're currently experiencing right now. The fact that the Democrats didn't fight enough for that, and Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, willingly or not, were the people standing in front of that, is something that is definitely going to ignite, people broadly. I think it's going to be regardless of Democrats or Republicans, because regular people want to see things get done.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have low expectations that she would run again, just because there's money to be made in politics, but there's a lot more money to be made sitting on a board of trustees for some corporation that you helped block, legislation in favor of, to prevent, I don't know, more environmental regulations to stop that, so that an oil company, because an oil company told you to do so, or whatever, some business organization that told you to vote no on $15 an hour minimum wage because they would hate to have people, making enough to barely make it by in this society. Other options for her that I like more. So I recently found out that Kyrsten Sinema is pretty prolific at reselling her old garbage on Facebook Marketplace. So maybe she could just go full time selling her old workout clothes and equipment on there.
There are some very weird places on the internet that could particularly go. So maybe she can make a lot of money with that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So that was an interesting story. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, I think Kyrsten Sinema is someone who enjoys having power. I think she stands for nothing, and she'll do whatever it takes to maintain power. But I think at this point, she needs to be taking a serious look at her chances, or lack thereof, with this next election, and make a decision sooner rather than later. Or because she loves to be the spotlight and she loves to be the center of attention, she might hold out to, stress out Ruben Gallegos, who has now announced that he's running, and to, play around that she might run spoiler, to make it harder on the Democrats.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.